Hey, and welcome back to another video from my eBay cheapest playlist, the playlist of videos where I go on eBay, OfferUp, Mercari, and Facebook Marketplace and try and purchase the cheapest electronic item under a certain category. And today's category is the cheapest brand new phone that I could find on eBay. And what it is, basically what I found, is a Motogo EX431G from Motorola on the Tracfone network at some point. Now this phone originally, as you can see on Walmart's website, cost $29.99 or $30. It wasn't available off contract, so you couldn't get this unlocked. This was one of those career specific phones, ultra budget phones that you could buy at Walmart and other budget couriers as well. And this thing was from around 2014-ish. I'll correct it up there if it's not 2014, but I think it was from 2014. It cost $30 brand new. And I got this thing for the price on screen here, which is about $10. It was actually on auction, but nobody had bought it. And it was also for buy it now for $2 plus $8 shipping. So I thought it's still the cheapest. I mean, I could have got it for like $8.5 with just since nobody else was bidding on it, but I thought might as well just buy it downright. It was still the cheapest on eBay at around $10, but I could have got it for much cheaper at about $8.5. But regardless, this is the cheapest brand new mobile device that I could find on eBay, and let's go ahead and unbox this thing right now. So as always, before we jump right in, don't forget to smash that like button down below as it helps this video get on YouTube's algorithm. And also don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and ring that bell notification button so you're notified whenever I upload a new video. Also, my social media is linked down in the description below, which includes Instagram, Discord, and Twitter. And also, if you have any questions or comments regarding this device, or if you just want to start a general discussion down in the comment section below, go ahead and leave a comment or a question. I can answer your questions, or we can start a discussion. And now let us jump right into this video. Alright, so let's go ahead and unbox this thing. Of course, we want to talk about a bit of history on this phone as well, but we'll do that after unboxing it. And there isn't really much history to this phone to begin with. It was an ultra budget phone from Motorola, and it's not based on any other phone or anything like that. It's just a simple QWERTY phone from a few years ago. So that's the front of the box. You have your minutes, talk time, blah 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 blah. Nationwide on Walmart's website, on Walmart's network. Tracfone is, I believe, owned by Walmart. Blah 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 blah. The whole nine there. And this also opens like that. You have your bunch of reload options there. That's set it up. Minutes, talk all you want, flexible airtime card options. Here's a quick spec rundown, as you can see there, so you can pause that and read all the specs. 2 megapixel camera, web browser, Bluetooth, MP3 messaging, 2.2-inch TFT display, micro SD up to 32 gigs, hands-free phone book up to 500 entries, talk time 4 hours, standby time around 8 days. So this thing is not a smartphone, it's a feature phone. So that's why it has a limited phone book entry. A dead giveaway between a smartphone and a feature phone is that smartphones technically usually have unlimited entries. Feature phones have a limited amount of phone book entries. That's an easy way to tell. At the top, we basically have nothing there, as you can see. Tracfone, the cell phone that puts you in control. It's just their slogan, I guess. At the bottom, there's some serial information, so I'm not going to show you that. That's just some serial numbers and stuff. And on the other side, again, you get the Tracfone logo, and then there's more serial information. I'm covering that with my hands. It says Motogo EX431G, and just a wall of text about I don't know what's all that stuff. It's just regulatory information and stuff, I guess. Just a bunch of mumbo jumbo, just the general stuff they put on packages. So let's go ahead and actually open this. Getting this out, I've noticed it's a bit of a pain because there's these tabs like things. Gotta pull it out and make sure the tabs don't catch. Let me actually get this started. There we go. You squeeze the ends of the box. And there we go, that's the phone itself. And oh, the back separates, so that kind of falls over like that. That serial number like thing fell over there. We can blur that out. And then we have a bunch of paperwork here. I think it's in Spanish, and there's a code underneath there as well, so I'm not going to show you that. Let's put that to a side there. Move this out of the way. And here's the phone itself. How does this open? Oh, kind of have to... We have to destroy the box for that? I think we do, because I tried... Yeah, I think damaging the box is inevitable, unless there's another way, but screw it. Let's actually take the phone out, like that. Keep that to a side. Oh, this unboxing didn't go as planned. This does not want to come out in one piece. Actually, let's just fold it backwards like that. And then we have a bunch of stuff in there. Let's pull all of that. This is probably the sloppiest unboxing I've ever done. But then again, you know how these packaging are. You know how these boxes are. They're horrible. These sealed up plastic thingamajigs. I don't know what they're called. Let me know in the comment section. Have a bunch of paperwork here. Why is this silver? No idea. What is this? Oh, it's a Motorola recycling thingamajig. Oh, it's a shipping bag. It's for some sort of I guess phone recycle. I guess you can send in the phone someday when it requires recycling. I'll just cover up that bit there. That has a barcode of some sort. Then we have a BQ50 battery, Motorola BQ50 battery. This thing is probably dead. I'm not gonna waste my time charging this. I have a few others of these, so we'll put that in this phone. We have the charger here. This is a standard Motorola charger, of course at 5 watts, so it's a slow charge. And then we have the back cover over here and the phone itself. My BQ50 battery was actually just sitting over there, and because I was doing a video on a different Motorola prototype phone, and it uses the same battery. So here is the BQ50 battery. There's already a SIM in that thing. As you can see, I'm covering up all the information, but there is a SIM in there. Let me go ahead and put the battery in. As you can see, it fits perfectly. Let's get this out of its bag. The back cover, tiny square looking back cover, pretty nice. Pretty sure there'll be some really long setup to go with this, of course, with these Korea locked phones, these budget phones. Peel this off, and this is the power switch. The battery I know has power. There we go. Red Motorola logo. Motorola startup sound. Activation required. Alright, so we are here in the interface, and right off the bat I can say that this is a standard Motorola interface that they put on a lot of budget phones from around 2010 to 2015-ish. The same layout and same colors and icon styles and all that stuff. Pretty standard stuff. It was put on a lot of these Korea locked budget phones. I don't know exactly what this OS is called, but it's definitely a Motorola proprietary OS. So you have your basics up here. You have prepaid, which is how you reload the phone's data and stuff. You have contacts, you have games and apps, recent calls, multimedia, my folder, camera, messages, tools, settings, user profiles, and browser. Let's actually have a look at the camera here. And here is your camera. You have EV settings, zoom, of course it's digital zoom. You have zoom and all of that stuff. And then it's going on 1 megapixel there, so you can actually switch to 2 megapixels. Continuous shot, how do you change? There we go, 2 megapixels. We can change it to 2 megapixels. Let's take a photo of this this guy and the plant. There you go. So pretty standard 2 megapixel camera, nothing major. That's your camera interface. Let's go back. Let's actually see what games are on this thing. Where was games? There we go, games and apps. Copter. I think I've seen this before. I think it's a form of Flappy Bird-ish game. Start game. How do you play that? Help. Oh, use key 5. Okay, so use the 5 key. Start game. I guess you press and hold it. Yep. Yeah, I knew what this game was. I have seen this somewhere on some other phone. Right out of the bat, not very challenging. You press and hold this and you just dodge those bricks-like things, but I'm assuming the more you play it, the more challenging it becomes. But now it's not that challenging. So a Flappy Bird-ish see and avoid kind of game. So nothing surprising there. Chicken, don't know what that is. Oh, it's a platform jumper. So you jump platforms and try and avoid the spikes. Oh, there we go. Let's try that one more time. So you jump the platforms. Some of them are made of ice, so they crack quickly. There we go. Some of them are rock and some of them are sharp. So you avoid the sharp ones, try and not fall off the ice ones. There we go. So yeah, it's just a pretty silly game. I'm pretty sure you can load other games as well. We have contacts, prepaid, blah, 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 blah. Let's see what settings we have. Phone settings, language, display, dedicated key, though this doesn't really have a dedicated key, don't know why. Airplane mode, MISC settings, connectivity, security settings, reset battery settings, sound effects, OSS licenses. We'll do a ringtones video on this thing later, but let's see what ringtones it has as of now. Should be under phone settings. How do you... network settings? Connectivity. I know this thing has no Bluetooth. User profile. So there we go. Customize. And ring April Sunshine. That sounds like a ringtone. Incoming call. Come on. How do I change ringtones? Aha. There we go. Tone. How do you change ringtones? Ringtone volume. Options. Change. That's the speaker. Not very loud. Let's try the volume. There we go. So change. Why isn't option save? Let's try that again. Customize, options, save. Oh, no, change. Come on. April Sunshine, options, change. I guess it doesn't carry over, and only when it actually rings it plays. Okay, so some just generic ringtones. We'll play those later in a different video. Hopefully I can get the volume up for that video, but doesn't want to stay on max volume. So yeah, we'll actually have a quick go around of the phone as well. So as you can see, simple BlackBerry-ish QWERTY design. It's a small size, so you can use it with one hand, type on the QWERTY keyboard with one hand. Motorola logo, we have a sensor of some sort up there, or it could actually be a notification light. There's no way to get notifications as of now, so I can't show you that. Just buttons and all that stuff. 2.2-inch display, microphone down here, glossy bottom. This side we have your volume rockers, and this standard Motorola design for the time. This curving metal-ish look, but it's actually plastic. That's a standard for the time Motorola design. Moving on to the top, we have the headphone jack and micro USB port, and a place to put your finger and pull the back cover off. The back cover is on there pretty tight as well. Nothing at the back here. At the bottom, again, nothing. We have the microphone over there like I showed you. And moving on to the back, Motorola logo, Tracfone logo, single mono speaker, 2-megapixel camera, and a microphone for video recording as well. And the back is a matte, smooth matte finish, and it feels really smooth and nice. So yeah, that's basically the go around for the phone. A pretty basic device, nothing major, of course. I'm pretty sure this thing has more battery life than it actually advertises, because that's just how these were. But yeah, it's a simple Tracfone device, not meant to be used for years and years and years. These are replaceable, and there are thousands of them. They're not rare by any means, but this one is quite unheard of. So I could say it's somewhat rare, but quite unheard of. There's not much real history I can pull up on this thing. It It's not really a flagship device as was advertised everywhere. It's just a standard device, and it locked itself. Okay, so you press unlock and now you press space. Okay, so that's how you unlock it. Kind of like Nokia's, you press this and then you press star, but this you press unlock and you press space. Okay, that's nice to know. But yeah, apart from that, there's nothing else I can say about this phone. Stay tuned for the Ringtones video, and we may cover this phone in a future video, some sort of budget phones, retro budget phones video or something like that. So stay tuned for that. And as usual, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you honestly did, don't forget to smash that like button down below, as it helps this video get on YouTube's algorithm. And also don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and ring that bell notification button so you're notified whenever I upload a new video. If you have any questions or comments, don't forget to leave them down in the comment section below. We can start a discussion or I can answer your questions. My social media is linked down in the description below, which includes Instagram, Discord, and Twitter. Thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video.